HoneyBuntv.
You making me wanna spend this money, gorgeous, all on you, girl.
Hey honey buns, and what is up? Let's get started. Everything you're going to need is going to be in the description box listed below. And just to let y'all know, I did make ruffle socks. So if you want a separate video on how to make ruffle socks, I could do that for y'all too. But let's get into the first step here, which is folding our fabric over. Y'all already know, y'all honey buns already that's been here with me, hot dog style, so you get the more usage out your fabric. This is two-way stretch fabric. I recommend getting four-way stretch because as you can see, me pulling it the horizontal way is more stretchy than pulling it the vertical way. And what is four-way stretch fabric is if I pull them both ways and they are both stretchy and give the same type of stretch. As you can see here, that did not do that. So just make sure. And if not, you're just going to cut on the side that is more stretchy, which is this side pulling towards each other horizontally. So now as you can see here, because I have a bodysuit, I am using the two pieces. I'm going to fold my one piece over and put my pattern on top. And how I'm going to find the measurement for how long I wanted this is optional. I just measured down from my waist to how long I wanted it, and that's how I got my measurement. So it can vary. And as you can see here, you're going to have two pieces for the back and you're going to have two pieces for the front. So these are my two pieces for the back that I need to connect, and I'm going to connect that by starting at the neckline and going all the way down to the crotch line. As you can see this curve here, this is the top of the crotch where my left hand finger is holding. So I'm literally going to sew from that point to that point, and I'm also going to open it up so you guys can see what that will look like. Okay, so after that, opening this up, oh my goodness, I'm tongue-tied, hold on. After that, opening this up, you are going to see what I meant when I said stopping at the top of the crotch area. So as you can see here, I'm going to match both seams up, placing them right sides together, which is good sides together. Seams in the front are matching each other, X, Y, Z, because this fabric don't have no type of pattern. So what I just showed you there is me starting at the midpoint and going all the way down to my left leg, and then I'm going to go on my midpoint again and go all the way down my right leg. As you can see me here holding, this is my right leg, and that's what I meant by starting at the middle all the way to the end, just to make sure your seams line up, match up, and there is no slipping of the fabric. Now y'all, we gotta close that rompita up. We gotta close that romper up. So because of that, we are gonna start under your armhole area as I usually tell y'all, and we are gonna sew all the way down, and that is gonna close the sides of your romper up. And take your time. You ain't going nowhere right now. So after that, we still have the shoulder point that we need to do, which is the top of our shoulder to our neckline. So as you can see me here doing, once you connect that, you should have a hole, which is going to represent your armhole where you are going to put your sleeve in. Now, if you're not doing sleeves, you can ignore this part and literally just hem it like we usually do. But if you are doing a sleeve, this is what it should look like. Now I'm gonna get my sleeve and I'm gonna fold it on over, okay, at the bottom, well, really top of your bicep, and I'm going to sew it down as you can see me here doing. So that top area should be open, it should not be sewed. And all I'm doing is trying it on because I gotta make sure that my clothes fit before I get to the finishing touches, okay? And that's another thing I want to tell y'all. While you are sewing, everything is not always going to look as it will look at the final. You still in the process of sewing, so always take your time and be courage. Now I slid that armhole right on in there, and as you can see, I'm using my pins, but you are going to sew around. And if you need another reference video, I did a bodysuit video, as you can see here, so you can go and refer to that as well if you need more practice and more time. Now, I don't know where the footage went for this, but this is just me making a collar for for the top of my romper. Now, to get the measurements for that, I'm not really good with this portion of the collar, but all I did was literally my neckline is 3 by 3. I did the mathematics, and that's how I came out with approximately 9 inches, really 9.5, because I added some seam allowance on for my collar. And I'm just gonna sew the 2 ends and flip it inside out, as you can see here. And if anything, if you don't want to do the mathematics, literally just get you a piece of fabric and cut around until it lines up with the finishing. And don't be afraid to do that and experiment. Now, as you can see me here doing again, you are going to pin that up to make sure what it matches and it lines up with everything. And after that, you are just going to sew around that neckline. Now, I put a zipper in mine, and what I should have done, which is my mistake, which it don't really make no big difference, but what I should have done was left the top portion open, so I would not have to cut this straight down. So I know we all the way down to you know, getting ready to finish up the video, but just for future preferences, if you're doing 2 pieces, sewing them together, you can get away with just literally sewing where you see where my pin stops at, that part down, or wherever the zipper lands down. Now, all I'm gonna do is sew my fabric on to the zipper. I'm gonna fold it over 1/2 inch and sew it on down, and I'm gonna take my time. And baby, after you do that, this is how it should come out. See you, honey buns, on HoneyBuntv next week. Comment below if you want to see some more videos. Mwah.